What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the breakdown tab, how you should be using it, how you can use it, all the different options that you can choose from. Let's just jump right into this video. What's going on, guys? So you can see we're in the ads manager now. Basically today we're going to be going over breaking down your columns, seeing where the data is coming from. Whole point in doing this is to optimize the ads, make sure that you know exactly where you're spending money and like what the results are, including like what ages are seeing your ads, what genders, what placements are they looking from, like are they coming from Instagram, Facebook, location, all those different things. So as you can see, I have the campaign name blacked out because this is a real client, and you can see that we've spent about 100 grand, made back like over 300, and that's just what tracked. So like we did about 360K in sales in the past like 4 or 5 months. So I'm sure you guys know what store this is. I've been talking about it in a lot of my videos, but I'm just saying this is a seasoned store. Like they have there's a lot of data in here, so I chose the one with the most data so I could show you like how the breakdown works. So essentially what you want to do, like let's say you have a fairly new campaign and you want to see like what kind of data, like how can you break this down even further to spend your money more efficiently. What most people do, they'll just click breakdown, and they'll just choose like country, for example, and it'll actually break down every single campaign, not only the one that you have selected. So this is a very, very messy way of doing things. So yeah, you have to like, and if the one that you wanted to see was like way down here, you're out of luck because you have to scroll. So here's what I recommend doing. Select the one that you want to see. We'll just select this one. Go to filters, click filter by selection, and then it'll single as long as this is the only one that you have selected, it'll single this campaign out, and that way you can break it down and you can see the breakdown for only this campaign, and then you can organize it by different things, like you can organize it by amount spent. So as you can see, like we spent the most money from ages between 25 and 34. So that's just kind of what Facebook was optimizing for. And then the next one is 18 to 24. And you can see like, 23 CPP, 23, these ones are a little bit more expensive. And you can also break it down by gender, and like you have all these different options. But that's just one thing that I wanted to get out of the way, which is like if you're going to break down on the campaign level, then you really want to select the campaign that you're trying to break down and then filter by selection right here. So that way it just singles it out and you're not looking at like a million different things. It'll be confusing. Okay, so for the sake of showing you all the data and showing you different things that you can look at while you're breaking down, I'm gonna just go to the account overview. This entire account is all for one single product. So if you have numerous products, obviously you want to look at each individual product. But again, if your whole account is just one product, you can just go to your account overview, and it'll basically just, it's pretty self-explanatory. It'll give you an overview of everything. So you can see the data here. We're on lifetime, no filters. You can see 110,000 spent. Now this is in Swiss francs, so if you want to go do the conversion, go ahead. We reached 7 million people, 324 link clicks, 28,600 add to carts, 16,000 initiates, and 5,500 purchases. And you can see the ROAS in total is 2.8, which isn't the best, but keep in mind we have a higher ticket product that had like a $40 margin. So we made about 100 grand profit off of this whole campaign. Right now we are going to cover the breakdown tab. So this is something that a lot of people don't really talk about a lot, but it's something that I use almost every single day. Just because we want to see where the money's coming from, essentially. Like when you're making money, you don't want to just say like, oh, I'm making money. You want to know exactly where that money is coming from. Okay, so Facebook, my internet crashed, so I had to refresh the page and stuff. But right now we're breaking down by gender, you can see. So you can see F, M, and U. You can see unknown, male, female. For females, we spent over 100 grand. So you can see, obviously, the winner was females here, and the males and unknown. It's very clear to me, looking at this data, that we should have only been targeting females, which we were, because we saw this very early on. Where the male was just too expensive, and we just stopped targeting them. So you can see we only spent $349, which is nothing compared to what we did in total. 5,528 customers that are females and 11 customers that are male. That answers our question right there from earlier. So if you're wondering how to figure out this data, I'm showing you right now. This is how. So we're breaking down by age now. You can see you go to breakdown and then by delivery and then age. You can see we spend almost 50 grand, 25 to 34. So that's where we got the most customers. Looks like it was always one of the cheapest. Let's see, 18 to 24 was the next one. So basically, ages 18 to 44 were the main winners, like these three right here. And then, we didn't really break down by age ever. You could see that Facebook just kind of like naturally optimizes for it. So like they knew that this was the best one to spend money in, so they just started naturally spending money there. Like we didn't really have to narrow the ads down by age or anything. All of our ads were on 18 plus, which is a cool thing to know if you're following this game. Is Facebook usually does better when you just let it optimize, which is why this breakdown thing is very sensitive. Like I usually just look at it in the beginning to look for different things to test. But I don't really break down by age or gender or anything like that, because as you see, like naturally it just optimizes that way either way. Like you could see Facebook really figured out that these were the winner, and they barely ever spent anything. 65 plus, they spent $1,000, which is like nothing compared to what we spent. So you break it down by age, gender. You can look at age and genders, which is just, it shows you every age for each gender. A little bit of a breakdown there. Country is one that I use really often, just to see where the winners are. So you can see our main winner, the United States of America. We spent almost $90,000 there. That's where we did most of the scaling, but we made money other places as well at the same time. So 4,500 customers from there, but you could see all these other places like the United Kingdom where we were scaling. $25 CPP, which is not, it's not the greatest, but it was still profitable for us. And, like we spent 4,800, we got back 11 grand, not too bad. And keep in mind, all these numbers are bigger than what they were while we were scaling. The numbers just went up because it just died out over time. And the cost per purchases just went up because we ran through the audience, which is just something that happens. And, your cost per purchase will go up, but we were still able to run ads because of our higher CP, because of our higher break-even point. So we just let them run even though they were increasing. But, we eventually, we're eventually just turning off the ones that stop making money. So the CPPs are a little bit high right now. But as we were scaling, these were like 10, 12, 13, 14, really low numbers like that. So it's really easy to see which ones are the winners, when you have that situation, especially if you're going into different countries. This is how you can figure out, like, where should I be putting my focus next? So you can see United States was where we put a lot of our focus. We scaled in Switzerland a lot, like back when we were just introducing it to Facebook ads. We did some sales in Switzerland. Australia, Canada, Germany. Never really advertised too much in Germany. Not too much in France, Norway, these other European countries. And you can even scroll down here and like look at these little gems. Like Israel got 3 sales for some reason. Sometimes it's worth testing out these little ones in the beginning. As long as your supplier ships to them, you have to make sure that your supplier will ship, and it's still profitable for you to ship it to them and everything. We got an order from the Bahamas, which we did test. We did test these things out. Most of them just didn't spend because they're just small countries, but what are you gonna do? All right, we got to look at something else. let's see, breakdown by country, region. I don't really mess with region too much, but I know people who do. Not really my biggest concern. Um, DMA region is I don't even know. Impression device, just what they saw the ad on. Platform is a good one. This is one that we use to figure out, like, are they coming from Insta or Facebook. You could see that it was kind of like an even split for us, so we never really broke down by this. But you could see that we spent a little bit more money on Instagram, but yeah. So if I break it down by placement, it's kind of the same thing, except it'll show you the different placements. So instead of just saying Facebook, it'll tell you, it's not saying it here, but, and I can't make it bigger because of the name, but if you extend this, it'll just say like Facebook feed, Facebook instant stories. It'll tell you each individual placement that you can have on your ad, and it'll tell you which one is bringing the sales. So you can see this one was doing the best. Oh, that's the suggested video, so it does say. Yeah, so this is the news feed. The suggested video was good. So that's the placement breakdown tab. And yeah, I don't really mess with all this stuff too much. Like week is good, because you can see week by week how your ads are performing. If you've been doing it for a few months, then you can see, what are your best weeks? Like, are you getting better week by week? Like, how's it going for you? But yeah, so you can break it down by day, 2 weeks, every month, like every day. I wouldn't look at every day, but like maybe every month you can look at like how it's going. So yeah, that's the video on breaking down all the different things that you can do, covering like filtering by selection, all those little tedious things. So I hope this really helped you guys out.
All right, guys, so I hope you got a lot of value out of that. Enough information to go and break down your campaign, start seeing where your data is coming from, where you're spending money, what the results are, all that good stuff. As for this video, this is Noah Brewer. Make sure you click subscribe for more value in the future, but I'm out. Peace.